Good morning, fifth graders. We are in chapter 3, lesson 5, dividing multi-digit numbers. And we're thinking about how estimation can be helpful. So two ways it can be helpful is if you estimate, you're likely going to know how many digits are in the quotient. You're also probably going to be able to figure out how to divide each place value. Okay? So let's take a look at what I mean by that. First of all, just as a reminder, the answer to a division problem is the quotient. The number we create groups out of, that we're grouping the numbers, is the divisor. And the number we're dividing up is the dividend. Please make sure you write those down, okay? It's difficult to answer questions sometimes if you don't speak the same language. So I'm teaching you math language sometimes, and you think I can solve the problem without knowing those words. But sometimes you're going to be asked, what is the quotient of these two numbers? If you don't know what a quotient is, you won't know whether to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So it really is important to speak the language. All right, let's take a look at this. When you are at rest, it takes about 60 seconds for a single blood cell to travel around your body and back to your heart. In 120 seconds, about how many times does a single cell travel around your body and back to your heart? Write the dividend, divisor, and quotient in the diagram below. Okay? So first of all, we're talking about 120 seconds in all. That is our dividend. Okay? And we're trying to figure out how many groups of 60 seconds are in 120. So that is our divisor. Okay? Well, I know right away that 6 times 2 is 12, and there's a 0. So that is 60. Our quotient is going to be, oh, I just did it wrong already. Goodness, Miss Munyon. Trying to rush. 6 times 2 is 12. Didn't I just say that? So 20. Does that make sense? Let's think about this. 20 times 60. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 zeros. That would be 1,200. So no. So remember up here when I said estimation can help you figure out the number of digits in a quotient? That's what we're talking about right here, okay? I estimate 6 times 2 is 12. But then if I hadn't thought about this right here, that 20 times 60 is 1,200, I would have gotten this wrong. So in actuality, 60 times 2 is 120. So let's take a look at this one here. It says Camilla's target heart rate should be about 200 beats per minute. Estimate the number of times Camilla's heart will beat in 1 second if her heart is working at this rate. Okay, so 200 beats per minute. Beats per minute, 200 per 1 minute. But they asked how many times her heart will beat in 1 second. So how many seconds are there in 1 minute? 60. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Okay? So if we were to divide 200 by 60, and I think I'll just cross off that matching pair of zeros right away. So this is approximately 20 divided by 16. I could think of this as 18 divided by 6 because that goes in evenly. 6 times what is 18? 3. So the answer to this question is approximately 3 beats per second. Okay, moving on. All right. Oh, did I go too far here? Okay. So let's read this first. It says, in this lesson, you will divide multi-digit numbers. use estimation to help you place the first digit in the quotient. Okay? So what are they asking us here? So let's read this right here. 351 divided by 9. So we estimated 36 divided by 9. Why? Because 36 divided by 9 is a multiplication fact. So 360 divided by 9 would be 40. So we know that our first digit is going to be either a 3 or a 4, and it is in fact a 3. Okay? So if we were to multiply this all out, the answer or quotient is 39, and our estimate was 40, so I would say that checks. Okay? Moving on to number 2. The original problem is 878 divided by 30. We're estimating 878 to be about 900 and 31 to be about 30. I know 9 divided by 3 is 3, so 900 divided by 30, or 90 divided by 3 is 30. Oh, and look here. Okay? That tells me that my first digit is going to be a 2 or a 3. It ended up being a 2, and it was 28 remainder 10. 28 remainder 10 is very close to 30. So I think we've got it. Now let's try some here together. Okay? So your main job on these is to watch me and follow along. I'm not expecting you to work ahead on these and then see if you get it right. I want you to watch what I do. Okay, so first of all, if I estimate 768, that's about 800 divided by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. There are 2 zeros. Okay, so I know that my quotient is going to be approximately 100. So let's set our problem up. 768 divided by 8. I'm going to change colors here. 8 does not go into 7. So I'm going to think about 8 into 76. Possibly your 8s are a little weak. So let's skip count by 8s, okay? So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. So 8 plus 2 is 50 plus 6 more, 56. And then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 9 is 72. And 8 times 10 is 80. Let's stop there. I think that will be enough. I see right now that this could be it. That was 8 times 9. So let's put a 9 up. 9 times 8 is 72. Subtract. Remember, it's divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Okay? I have several friends in class that write this right here on their paper before they start long division every time, and it's really helping them. You might want to consider that too. Okay, so 6 take away 2, 4, bring down the 8. So now we're thinking about how many groups of 8 we can make out of 48. And yes, that's a multiplication fact. Goes in 6 times. So we're done. All right? 96. 768 divided by 8 is 96. And since 96 is indeed congruent or about the same as 100, I would say that checks. All right, let's try this one over here. 16 into 318, or 318 divided by 16. Yeah, we could do that. I think I'll go with 15 into 300. Because I know 2 15s is 30, so that'd be a 2. So this would be 20, approximately 20. Okay, so let's try it now. All right, so we have 318 divided by 16. And I know that 15 goes into 30 2 times. Unfortunately, though, 16 times 2 is 32. So we're going to go with 1. 1 times 16 is 16. Subtract. Okay? So 16 plus 16 is 32. So 16 plus 15 would be 31. Bring down the 8. All right. Whew. Now we've got to do 16 and 158. I'm going to skip out by 15s. So that would be 15, 30, 45. In my head, I'm adding 10 and then adding 5. So 45, 55, 60, 60, 70, 75. We got a ways to go here. 85, 90, 100, 105, 115, 120, 130, 135. Am I doing this right so far? 145, 150. Oh. So here's where, okay, so 150. That might be it right there since 16 is more than 15. Shall we try that one? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, let's go for 9. 9. Okay. 9 times 6 is 54. So the 5 is up, the 4 is down. 9 times 1 is 9, plus my 5 is 14. Now we subtract. 8 take away 4 is 4. 5 take away 4 is 1. Okay? And we're doing remainders today. So that will be 19, remainder 14. 19, remainder 14. Is that close to my original estimate of 20? Sure is. All right, let's move on. Okay. The steps for dividing 3-digit dividends and 4-digit dividends are the same. Okay. So we're just going 1 digit further is all they're saying. So if we look at this, 6,493 divided by 75, we could estimate 75 into 6,000. And then we're just thinking, can I make a group of 75 out of 6? No. Can I make a group of 75 out of 64? No. Can I make a group of 75 out of 649? Yes, and it happened to be 8. All right. So then we multiply, subtract, bring down. Oh, we're actually bringing down that. Okay. And then we do 75 into 493, and they got 6, and we multiply 450 and subtract 43, nothing else to bring down. So here's our quotient. Okay. Same process, just 1 digit longer. Let's look at this one. The average person has 1,460 dreams a year. What is the average number of dreams a person has each night? So if there are 365 days in a year and 1,460, all right, so we could do 400 into 1,600 as an estimate. 4 times 4 is 16, and look what they've got going on here, okay? All right, so 365, does it go into 1? Nope. Does it go into 14? Nope. Does it go into 146? Nope. So they had to do 365 into the whole number, okay? All right, and they just used their estimate and happened to be right on. So let's try these ones down here. First of all, we have 4,331 divided by 56. I think that I will do 4,000 divided by 50. I know there are 2 groups of 50 in every 100. I could even cross off some zeros here, right? 5 into 400. 5 times 8 is 40 and another 0. So that's my estimate. Now let's tackle the real deal here, okay? 56 into 4,321. So I could estimate by 50s. 56 won't go into 43, so I'm looking at 432. 50 is off from 56 quite a bit, so I think I might skip count by 60s. So 60, 6 times 2 is 12, so 120. 6 times 3 is 18, so 180. 6 times 4 is 24, so 240. 6 times 5 is 30, so 300. 6 times 6 is 36, so 360. 6 times 7 is 42, so 420. 6 times 8 is 48, so 480. Okay, so maybe this 42, that's 7. My number is actually a little bit less, so I feel confident that that could work. Okay, so let's try it. 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 4 is 39. Okay, then we subtract, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Okay, so we're subtracting 0. Oh, 43 take away 39. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. That's 4. Okay, bring down the 1. Oh, now we got to go into 401. Ooh. Oh, well, we kind of just did that. And we know that 7 times 56 is 392. So we'll just do it again. 7 times 56 is 392. Subtract. Oh, we're going to have to regroup here. Borrow from the 4, make it a 3. Give it to the neighbor. Borrow from the 10, make it a 9. Give it to the neighbor. 11 take away 2, 9, 10, 11. 9. 9 take away 9. Oh, it's just 9 because these are all zeros. 9. Okay, so our quotient is 77, remainder 9. Okay, let's look at D. 91 into 8,465. So we could think of this as 9 times 9 is 81. So I might go with this is 90 into 8,100. Cross off those zeros. 9 times 9 is 81. One more 0. So 9 times 90. All right, let's see if this is a good estimate. So 91 into 8,465. And I know from my estimate that 91 can go in approximately 9 times to begin with, but it can't go into 8 or 84. It's going to have to go into 846. All right, so let's put a 9 up here, see if it works. 9 times 1, 9. 9 times 9, 81. Subtract, that win. All right, oh, I'm going to have to regroup here. Let's see here. 316 take away 9 is 7. 3 take away 1 is 2. Bring down 5. Now we're thinking about 91 into 275, and it might be useful to skip count by 90s. So 90, 9 times 2 is 18, so 180. 9 times 3 is 27, so 270. Oh, I think this might be it. Should we try 3? Let's do it. 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 9 is 27. Ooh, just sneaking in there. 5 minus 3 is 2. We have nothing else to bring down, so our quotient is 93, remainder 2. I know some of you might be stressing out a little bit about these because there's a lot of steps in long division. If you're still not comfortable with your multiplication facts, that can make these difficult. I encourage you to practice this method, even though it takes longer, skip counting and figuring them out each time, because in the real world, if you don't have a calculator handy, you probably also don't have your multiplication chart with you, okay? So this method here, this right here, will help you to get your multiplication facts dialed in. But if you start getting bogged down in the lesson, please just get your math notes out and use that multiplication chart, okay? We've got one more here. To promote its opening weekend, a water park gave the local middle school 1,050 free tickets. The middle school has 350 students. Each student will receive the same number of tickets. How many tickets will each student receive? Okay, so there's 350 students. Let's switch colors here. There's 350 students, and they need to divide up 1,050 free tickets. Okay, so we're talking like 300 into 1,000. It's going to go 2 and some change, right? Okay, so let's think about the actual numbers. 350, we're going to have to do into the whole number. So let's see here. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 times 300 would be 900. I'm going to go for the 3. Okay, so 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Oh, it went in evenly. I was so afraid of that problem, and it went in evenly. So how many tickets will each student receive? 3 tickets. Awesome. Wow, someone was very generous to those students. I want to meet them. They can come to our school now. All right, let's see here. In this one, the total number of seats in a college stadium is 54,912. There are 44 sections, and each section has an equal number of seats. How many seats are in each section? So the problem is 54,912 divided by 44 seats, 44 sections, in order to find out how many seats in each section. Okay? So I looked right away and saw that 44 can go into 54 one time. So you just work your way through that from left to right until you've brought down every number, and then you're done. This one happened to work out evenly. So 1,248 seats in each section. Okay? All right, let's try this one here. 736 divided by 8. Okay? So right away, I know I probably need to skip count by 8s. And I did do that on the other page. So if you did that with me, you could just flip back to it. I'm going to rewrite it here. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, that was 8 times 8, 8 times 9, 72. Okay, I'll stop there. So look, the first one, 8, does not go into 7. So we're looking at 8 into 73, which is 9 times. 9 times 8 is 72. Subtract 73, take away 72 is 1. Bring down the 6. Let's put this over here. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Okay? So now we're thinking about how many groups of 8 we can make out of 16. It goes evenly, guys. 2. Okay? So 736 divided by 8 is 92. All right, let's try another one. Here we have 620 divided by 11. I'm really comfortable with my 11s, so I'm not going to skip count ahead of time. 11 goes into 62. Well, not 6 times because that'd be 66, right? So 5 times. 5 times. 5 times 11 is 55. Subtract. So 55 plus 5 is 60, plus 2 more is 7. 7. We could do it the other way too, though, right, guys? Borrow, make it a 5, 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. Okay, so we could do that. I'm going to clean that up. It's a little messy. Bring down 0. 11 goes into 70. 11 times 7 is 77, so it must be a 6. 6. 6 times 11 is 66. Subtract. So 6 plus what is 10? 4. So 66 plus 4 would be 70. 4. So this is 56, remainder 4. Okay? Excuse me. This time we're doing 7,814 divided by 19. I'm going to be uncomfortable with skip counting by 19, so I'm going to estimate that to 20 and skip count by 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay, so do we get that idea? Okay, so let's see here. 19 into 78. That's probably going to go 3 times. So I'll put a 3 up here. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 2 is 5. So when we subtract, if the difference is less than 19, then we're okay. But if it's 19 or greater, that means 19 could have gone into 78 4 times. So let's see what happens. 8 take away 7 is 1. 7 take away 5 is 2. 21 is definitely greater than 19. So we need to backtrack here because that means 19 will go into 78 4 times. Okay? So as you're doing long division like this, you need to think about that. You can try one, see if it works. You might need to adjust up or down depending on what your difference is right here, okay? So I'm going to back up. Okay, 4 times. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Subtract. 78, take away 6. 76 is 2. Bring down. Now I'm thinking about 19 and a 21. And it obviously only goes in one time. 1 times 19 is 19. Subtract. 19, 20, 21. That's 2. Okay? Bring down our last digit, 4. Now we're thinking about how many groups of 19? We can make it a 24. That's 1. 1 times 19 is 19. Subtract. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 5. So remainder 5. All right? All right, let's go on to number 4. There we go. All right, so now we are thinking about how many groups of 37 we can make out of 3,511. And that's another number I would not be comfortable skip counting by. So I'm going to round to 40 and skip count by 40s. So that would be 40, 80, 3 times 4 is 12, 120, 4 times 4 is 16, 160, 5 times 4 is 20, 200. Get the idea? So now I can estimate this. 37 does not go into 35. So we're thinking about how many times 37 goes into 351. I better keep going with my skip counting. So let's see, 4 times 5. 4 times 6 is 24, so 240. 4 times 7 is 28, so 280. 4 times 8 is 32. We're getting close here, so 320. 4 times 9 is 36, so 360. I actually think it's going to go in 9 times. I know 360 is greater than 351, but remember we rounded up to 40. The numbers actually, our divisor is actually 37. So I'm going to try 9. Let's see what happens, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm going to try 9. 9. 9 times 7. 9 times 7 is 50. No, that's not right. 63. Goodness, Miss Mannion. 63. Okay? 9 times 3 is 27 plus sec 3 to get to. So in my head, I'm thinking of 6 as 3 plus 3. So 27 plus 3 is 30, plus 3 more is 33. 33. Subtract. 1 take away 3. We can't do that, right? We could do 3 take away 1, but this is not 3 take away 1. So we borrow from number 5, make it a 4. This is 11 now. 9, 10, 11, no, it's 8. 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10, 11, 8. 4 minus 3 is 1. 18. So we got to bring down first. Don't forget that. 37 into 181. Okay. So I'm going to go to my skip counting. Possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe 5. What should we try? Well, the 1 times 5 is significantly over. 200 is a lot more than 181. So I'm going to try 4. 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 2, remember? So 14. Okay? So when we subtract, if this number, our difference, is greater than 37, then we know we chose the right number, okay? We're going to have to regroup here. Borrow from this 8, make it a 7, give it to 1, make that 11. 11, take away 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, that's 3. 7, take away 4 is 3. Okay? 33 is less than 37, so we're okay. Remainder 33. Awesome. Conquering big numbers. No big deal. Ooh, let's look at this one. Jack bought 2 new jet skis for $15,480. He will make 36 equal payments. How much will each payment be? Oh, that's going to be fun. But boy, talk about pricey. Goodness. Wow, I'd have to save a lot of pennies to buy that. All right, so let's see here. We've got 15,480 divided by 36. All right, so look, we already skip counted by 40s. Let's just use that again, okay? So 36 will not go into 1 or 15. So we're thinking about 36 into 154. So possibly this 160 right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try a 4. Okay? 4. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2 is 14. Now we subtract. 4 take away 4 is 0. 5 take away 4 is 1. Bring down the 8. So now we're thinking about how many groups of 36 we can make out of 108. So looking back at my skip counting, possibly 3. Should we try for 3? Yeah, we can always go back and redo it if we're wrong, right? So let's try for 3, because 36 is 4 less than 40. That's why it might be 3, even though 120 is greater than 108. Okay, so 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Ooh, that went in evenly. Nice, I'm glad we tried for 3. So that's 0, but we have one more digit here to bring down. 0. Thank you, Raylan, for finding my mistake the first time around when I didn't bring down that 0. I appreciate you. But 36 doesn't. We can't make any groups out of 36, 0, right? So we're just going to put a 0 up here to indicate we can't make any groups of 36 out of 0. So Zach is going to make 36 equal payments of $430 in order to have fun on this jet ski. These 2 jet skis, him and a friend, I guess. That's a lot of money. Whew. Hope he has a good job. All right. So now we're thinking about this one last thing. How is estimation helpful when dividing multi-digit numbers? Okay. So we did that in 2 ways. Let's look back at that for just a second. I'm going to try to scroll slow so I don't make you dizzy. Okay. Back here, way back here. Okay. Here we estimated 878 divided by 31 as 900 divided by 30, okay? And that gave us an approximate quotient. It also kind of helped us to know how many digits would be in that quotient. So we estimated 900 divided by 30. 9 divided by 3 is 3. There's 1 0 there. And that helped us know the quotient's going to be about 30. The quotient's probably going to have 2 digits. That was useful. Another thing we did is we rounded the divisor, like we rounded 37 to be approximately 40, and then skip counted by 40s, 80, 120, in order to figure out how many times 37 would go into the dividend, okay, the first part of the dividend. Okay, so estimation can help us to determine reasonableness of answers, determine if our quotient is correct. Sorry, I'll rewrite that. Quotient is correct. It can also help us to determine approximately what the quotient will be. Okay? All right, go try some on your own. Remember, it is okay to work with a friend as long as you're on task and you're whisper quiet. You can also come over and ask me for help if I'm not working with another group. Okay? And remember, it's really important that you don't interrupt those groups because they're trying to learn too. Okay? So if you really truly get stuck, you could find a lesson like this in iExcel or just do another iExcel lesson while you're waiting for help. Okay? All right. Have a good day. Bye bye, guys.